There are 365 days in a year. And out of those 365, black people will spend probably about 360 of those goddamn days talking mad crap about you, but still expect you to show up during the holidays. Can we talk about it?
Oh boy.
Let's talk about it.
Do what I said. Don't make me have to beg. Make sure that I am fed. You know this hit is the best. Yeah. Telling all his friends that I am a super freak. Bitch, I'm classy outside, but I hoe up in them sheets. He ain't never in his life met a woman like me. Better know it damn right, cause her name is She, nigga.
What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chi. And listen, bitch, I'm just here to talk about, the fuck shit that y'all put here on the goddamn internet, on Beyonce's internet. Listen, if y'all didn't put this shit out there, I would not be talking about it, okay? And listen, remember, because I might forget to say it at the end of the video, but if I didn't say it, then it wasn't fucking said. But in terms of the motherfucking intro, bitch, I said what the fuck I said. There is, 365 days of the year? Don't count me, bitch, because I graduated with a 1.6, so listen, my math might be off, but regardless, it's over 300 days in a goddamn year, and literally, your family will be spending 290 talking about you, but still expect you to show up during Thanksgiving, during Christmas, during 4th of July. Ooh, you coming for June 19th? No, bitch, fuck you. You don't even like me, and I don't even like you, so why am I going? And that brings me to this fucking video right here, because there are some, y'all know I love to scroll on TikTok. I love to look for videos for me to talk about. I usually run to Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter if you are not currently following me. Sky Santana on Twitter. Sky Santana basically on everything except those that it's not. Okay? But I saw this, these collections of videos, and it's holiday season right now. And first of all, can we even, let's talk about the fact that Thanksgiving is in 2 days, technically 1 day, but it does not feel like it. It's I don't know, ever since the pandemic, everything is going by super fast. It was just Halloween 2 days ago. Now all of a sudden Christmas is in the morning. I don't know what it is. Actually, no, I do know what the fuck it is. And that we're going to do a separate, deeper dive on, okay? Because I'm noticing that a lot more people are fucking starting to wake up and no longer take this shit, no longer allow shit from their families anymore. A lot of people are no, fuck that shit. I understand, blood is supposed to be thicker than water, but girl, that shit is contaminated, okay? That blood right there is fucking contaminated, with AIDS, bitch. Ooh. Well, listen, if I didn't say it, it wasn't said, okay? Y'all understand what the fuck I'm trying to say, okay? But it's just a lot of people are starting to wake up and realize oh, I don't have to be attached to my family. Oh, I can live my own life. Oh, I can go out there and be me and be peaceful without being held down by a lot of people are starting to come from up under that. And it seems to be a lot more people than normal. Y'all know, the last couple of years, manifestation has been floating around, all of these spiritual buzzwords. But I'm really starting to see a lot of people starting to come into their own, find their own identities outside of their families, and it's really refreshing to see. And then especially when you get back to this concept of holidays and blood is supposed to be thicker than water and that feeling obligated to go back home and baby, if nobody's going to tell you, let Sky tell you. Do not take your ass back home to motherfuckers that do not like you, okay? And I want to go ahead and get into some videos, okay? Because there are things that prompted me to make this particular video right here, okay? Let's go ahead and get into video number 1.
I know some of y'all are not going to like this, but oh well. Do not visit your family for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Stay away from your family for the holidays. You know damn well your entire childhood they ganged up on you. They talked about you like a dog. They laughed at you. Talked about you gaining weight, how fat you are, or how skinny you are. Always in your personal love life, worried about who you're dating, who you're married to, sitting up laughing when your relationship falls apart, praying for your downfall. Anything good happens to you, they get quiet. They don't like to see you successful. Yet when the holidays come around, they got the fucking audacity to guilt trip you into coming back to visit family. Blood is thicker than water. Do not allow your family to gaslight you and guilt you into visiting them for the holidays, knowing they don't fucking like you. Stay home.
Listen, words could not be fucking truer. It's just They don't like you. You don't like them. What the fuck is the point of you going? Now, listen, me personally, and let me just get this disclaimer. I started to give it at the beginning of the video, but bitch, I forgot. Okay? If you are the type that's just like, oh, you only have one mother. Oh, you only have one. Girl, this ain't the video for you. This ain't the video for you. Come back when you wake up. Okay? Or if you come from a perfect little Cosby family, and we all know how Cosby turned out. Okay, and what the fuck Cosby was doing on the set of the Cosby Show. Okay, but if you come from a perfect little black man, okay, this ain't the video for you. I'm talking to all of y'all motherfuckers out there that are on the edge of, I just want to stick it back home, but I don't feel like dealing with them. Or, I want some turkey, but I don't feel like dealing with they. Listen to little orphan Ariana, okay? Not orphan Annie, bitch, it's orphan Ariana, okay? And I've had to come to terms with the fact that I've really kind of been that since fucking birth, okay? Listen to me when I tell you, I separated from my family May 19th, 2020, okay? And this is right when it was the height of the pandemic. Like, shit had hit the fucking fan. I kid you not. It was maybe the end of April, I want to say. It was about a month before my birthday, where shit just literally hit the fucking fan. And it was immediately, like, right when they were like, okay, no, we're going to be on lockdown for a while. Curfew has started, this, that, and the third. And then shit had hit the fucking fan, okay? But I had already gone through, like, a life of, like, trials and tribulations and so much psychological abuse and mental abuse and emotional abuse. And there had also been many times where I tried to run away or thought about running away or thought about doing some heinous type shit to get the fuck away from my family or thought about doing some heinous shit to my family. And it just so happened that once the pandemic came around, certain astrological events, if you don't know, I'm very into astrology, but like certain events happen. I was starting my Saturn return and it was just like, no, bitch, you have to go now. And it's something that I had thought about doing forever. Like, I kid you not, since I can't even remember the last time we was just like, no, I genuinely love being around my family. Or like, oh my God, I genuinely love them. Like, I don't even know the last time I thought happy thoughts like that. Because all I can remember, since I was a young fucking kid, like 9 years fucking old, was just like, why the fuck am I here? Not only do I feel like the black sheep, I look like the black sheep. I'm treated like the black sheep. I don't like y'all. Y'all don't like me. Y'all treat me like shit. Y'all are shit. And it's just like, why the fuck am I here? Right? And so when you finally get to the age where, and it is different for everybody. Some people, they emancipate themselves at 16. Some people, it takes them 32 years. Some people never fucking do it. In fact, a lot of times, most people don't do it. You know what I mean? Because so many people are so scared to cut that cord. And as somebody who personally experienced what it was that I dealt with my family and trying to live a life going through all of that shit, like I said, there were multiple times where I thought about a life outside of them, what it would be like to leave, what it would be like to start a new family, and this, that, and the third. And no matter how much you think about this shit and you brainstorm about it and dream about it, to actually do it, and for it to actually become reality, because there's different levels to this shit. It's like there's the brainstorming, then there's like shit hits the fan, then there's like, okay, no, I'm gonna do it. Then there's just like life after, and then there's like the processing of everything. And it's not easy. It's like easier said than done. But once you do it, once you fucking do it, baby, that peace is like no fucking other. Okay? It is what? 2022 about to be 2023. I'm going into my third year of being estranged from my family, and it's peace like no other. Peace like no other. And it took time to get here. It took time to get to this place where I am comfortable. Because, like I said, you spend all of this time in your life, like dreaming and thinking and wondering, like, oh my God, how is life going to be, this, that, and the third? But then when it actually happens, and then for me, it happened in the middle of a fucking pandemic, it was not easy. It was not easy. I was also going through my Saturn return, which was hitting my first house of identity, squaring off against my fourth house of personal life. So, when I made the decision to walk away from my family, literally everything and everyone that was close to me in my life got snatched up out of my life. And so I was having to be forced to come into my own identity and learn a life where it was literally just fucking me. No best friends around, no one to depend on, like none of that. And so it added to the layers of what I was already feeling, being estranged, but in the end, I turned out better. You know what I mean? And definitely like that first year, I remember it was hard. it was definitely hard. That first holiday season, it was hard. And then me, especially, like my mother, her birthday is usually around Thanksgiving. Like if it's not that week, it's a week before, a week after, whatever. Like her birthday is the end of November. And so it's kind of like a pivotal time. And then also too, because my birthday May 19th, and if y'all do the fucking math, I was a fucking Thanksgiving baby. Okay, if you want to do the fucking math, okay? Such that, okay? But yeah. So Thanksgiving was always like a pivotal time or whatever. And, definitely that first Thanksgiving, it hit hard. But luckily, I live in New York. And over here, it's very different than anywhere else. Like, I truly do love the fact that I'm in New York and that I was in New York having to grow up and having to come to terms with me on my own and my own life, because I don't know if it would have been as easy anywhere else. You know what I mean? I don't know that, because in New York, it's kind of just like hustle, bustle, grind mode, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, not that holidays don't exist over here, because they very much fucking do. Okay, we love a good parade. We party for any fucking reason. Listen, especially if you live uptown. Baby, in the Heights, listen, they party just because it's 6 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, we party because we breathe in, okay? So it's just like New York, we love holidays and we get real festive and this, that, and the third. But in terms of like, especially a lot of people my age, or just honestly the culture here, period, like it's all hustle bustle. A lot of people are transplants. A lot of people move here, trying to make a better life. So a lot of people don't have their family here. So you make friends and you have Friendsgivings. And my point is that for me, I was able to adapt a lot easier, because it was just like, okay, it's not like I'm still living in a suburban town where it's just like, no, this is a holiday and you're with your family and this, that, and the third. It was more so of like, okay, it's just any other day. Like, what the fuck am I eating today? Like, let's figure that out. You know what I mean? Now, when you scroll on Instagram and shit like that and scroll on social media and then you see everybody with their families and things like that, you can get to a place where it's like, shit. And so I would say the first year, maybe even a little bit of the second year for me, was kind of just like, damn, you know what I mean? And I get it. You get to that place where it's just like, yo, this is all I've ever known. These people are all I've ever known. Like, I don't know any other tradition. I don't know to do anything else, especially if you don't really have friends like that. It's just like, you're probably not doing a Friendsgiving. It's just like, that thought of like, damn, I'm really going to be alone. Like, everybody else in the world is celebrating with their families and I'm going to be alone. But like, when you really start to sit back and think about all of those times where you got called out your name, or you were made to be the butt of the joke, or, it's a Thanksgiving dinner, then as soon as you come in the room, it's just like, you are the topic of conversation for the rest of the fucking night. And if you think back to all of those times where you were made to feel uncomfortable, you'll realize that the more you sit and remember those feelings and acknowledge those feelings and acknowledge that that was a real thing and not some facade that you made up in your mind, or some facade that, others will gaslight you to make you believe that you made up in your mind, and you realize like, no, that was reality, then you realize you're much better off dealing with that uncomfortability than the uncomfortability of going back after you've healed back to an unhealed place that's still unhealed. Listen, there's a quote that I love to tell people, because I am psychic, I'm a light worker, I'm a healer, therapist, all of that. Book your reading. Check that in the description box below. Book your motherfucking reading, bitch. But there's a quote that I love to tell people. There is no way that you can ever heal in the same environment that you got sick from. There's no fucking way. And so that's what I remind myself every single time where I feel like, oh, I'm about to get, because those feelings don't go away. Like, when you are born and raised with people, it just does not go away. And then even more so, it's just like, all you can think about is the escape, my new life, the escape. But like, you don't necessarily think about like what it's going to take to build that back up, restore that with the people that you left, if they'll, any chance that they'll ever fucking heal and become better, or, what it's going to take for you to go out in the world and create. Like, you don't think about all of that. And then it does overwhelm you when these seasons come along. But if you are the type that has healed and done the shadow work and really, really gone to a deep place and like, really, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let's go ahead and get into another video.
This family makes me want to murder people.
One more time.
This family makes me want to murder people.
And see, that's another thing. When you heal your trauma because you're trying to break the generational curses and make better of yourself and make better of your family and all of that, people are going to get offended. People are going to get offended. Black people don't like therapy. Black people don't believe in spirituality. Let's keep it a buck. Don't believe in spirituality. They might be religious, but religion and spirituality are two different things. Two different things. You know, even though God can exist in both, but like religion and spirituality are two different things. Okay, especially New Age spirituality, they like, they think that's the devil shit, right? And so it's just like Black people will cause trauma, cause it, and then give it to God and be like, well, God will fix it, or this, that, and the third, and place everything on God. When it's like, no, you have to have accountability. Like if you caused a situation or if you played a part in a situation, do better. And there's nothing worse than someone finally standing up for themselves and saying, hey, I don't like the way that I'm being treated. I refuse to be treated like this anymore. And I'm going to put my foot down. Because when you put your foot down, it's looked at as you being disrespectful. Like, don't talk to an elder like that. That's, you know, that's your elder. That's an adult. This, like, y'all know how y'all cousins and y'all aunties and all of that be doing, especially the ones that are stuck in their ways. And they love to be like, well, you know, that's your grandmother and she's stuck in her ways. And listen, one thing that I told myself at a very young age, and it still remains true right now, you are never too young or too old to put a bitch in their fucking place, okay? And a bitch is never too young or old to be put into fucking place. Take that piece of advice with you, okay? If you feel like somebody is disrespecting your morals, your boundaries, your life period, put that bitch in a place. And if they don't want to hear what the fuck it is that you have to say, then you have the option to walk away. You're not a tree. You can move, okay? Like, you can fucking move. And so for those of you guys that have fucking moved and feel like, again, like, holiday season is here, Thanksgiving is here, like, I want to go back. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let's get into another video.
Even if you get mad, even if you get offended, so what you gonna do? Because I guarantee you can't beat me up.
One more time.
Even if you get mad, even if you get offended, so what you gonna do? Because I guarantee you can't beat me up.
Let's be honest. You cut your family off or you distance yourself from them. And a lot of it is ultimately the same thing. We all either go through codependency issues, abandonment issues, abuse, psychological trauma. Like, it's trauma, period. Like, everything stems from childhood. Whatever environment you were raised in, whatever environment was created for you determines exactly how you're going to turn out. Okay? 100% of the environment that you was raised in and the people and all of that determines a 100% outcome of who you fucking become as a fucking adult. And a lot of times people are now waking up and realizing, like, I don't really like the person who I'm becoming, or I don't like where this is headed, or I don't like the person you're trying to turn me into. And they decide to go against the family. And it's okay. It is okay. Like I just said, like, you are never too young or too old to be put in your fucking place. And that goes for parents as well. Because there are a lot of people that will sit and tell you, well, you only get one mother. You were raised a certain way and that's your parent. And fuck all of that. Again, if nobody is going to tell you, I'm going to be the one to tell you that it is okay to have some self-respect, self-love, okay? Because people will tell you, again, time and time again, like, that's your family, and what about your mother, and that's the only one, and da-da-da-da-da. But it's just like, what about the fact that you're their child? What about the fact, like, what is your role into this whole patriarchy, matriarchy, family tree system stuff? Like, when does that ever become a thought? You didn't ask to be here. You didn't ask to be here. You know what I'm saying? And I know we all love to throw it out there at our parents and this, that, and the third, but, you know, sometimes there are times where that's actually a valid fucking argument. Like, I didn't ask to be here, but yet I'm here. And the tension in our relationship, you know, the competitiveness, the argumentativeness, the drama, the trauma within this relationship is almost making me feel like you wish a lot of times that I wasn't here. And so when you start feeling like that, and again, when your boundaries are crossed, speak up for yourself. Speak up for yourself. But that's pretty much it. Like, that's my fucking advice. Like, don't feel obligated to do not a goddamn thing. Like, this Thanksgiving, you know, not even this Thanksgiving, but like these holiday spirit. Like if you feel like you are in a position where, even if you're not necessarily at odds with your family and disassociated from them, if you just don't want to be around it, then don't be around it. It's your life. It's your life. There's nothing fucking weaker than a bitch that will literally sit and do what the world wants me to do. And that's the way that I truly fucking feel. There's nothing more pathetic, nothing more weak. There's nothing that I find more ugly and stupid than somebody that's going to sit here and do something because the world wants them to do it. What the fuck did RuPaul say? If them bitches ain't paying your bills, pay them bitches no mind. Exactly. You know you don't like your mother. You know you don't like your brother, your sister, your aunts, your cousins, all of that. So why even bother? Is a turkey that worth it? You know the shit gonna be dry anyways. Okay, you know every time your aunt cooks a potato salad, the shit got raisins in it. Okay, like you know that the fucking mac and cheese ain't really mac and cheese, it's Kraft. Like, is it worth it, baby? Go book a spa day. Make it a self-care day. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that you can do to feel better about yourself and not feel like you are the scum of the earth, because you're not. So, protect your peace. Not only this Thanksgiving, but the rest of these holidays and any holidays that come up. Okay? Now, I love each and every one of y'all. And HD, boo, listen, if it wasn't said, then I ain't say it, huh? Okay, or whatever the fuck I be saying at the end of these videos. I know how this shit go. Make sure that y'all go ahead and join my Patreon, because there's going to be a lot of exclusive content over there, including commentary, stories, haunts, whatever the fuck y'all hoes want to say. I'm trying to get to the bag like Natalie Nunn, bitch. Okay? I'll see y'all hoes in the next one. Bye, girl. And see, that is what we're going to go ahead and end this video. Now, remember, if you hated me for that opinion, don't worry, girl. There's a lot more where that came from. Just make sure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe and turn your notifications on. For extended videos and exclusive content, including full episodes of my new weekly podcast, Let's Start There, make sure that y'all go ahead and subscribe to patreon.com/SkySantana. And also, make sure that y'all join the bandit mailing list in the description box, so that way, y'all hoes never miss a video. Make sure that y'all follow me on Twitter so that we can engage and argue back and forth, and, you know, just stay tuned for the hot shit that's coming to you, bitch. Okay? I love y'all. Bye.
Come and get your nut. Then dip respectfully. It's alright. I'ma get some bitches, no, it's fine.